channeling from Core Consciousness Collective, otherwise known as the Galactic Federation of Light. Being underestimated by everyone is the perfect position to find yourself in. No one is looking to you for perfection, leadership, breakthroughs, or anything they find important. They have relegated you to the outskirts in terms of importance. They have misjudged your skills and your potential. You yourself have most likely also underestimated these things in yourself, because the outer world is simply a mirror of the co-creation between your inner world of thoughts, emotions, and then behaviors, and everyone else here that plays a part in your life. This co-creation means that at some point you learn to navigate other people and their expectations, definitions, and interpretations, and you see them for what they are. They are often a reflection of what you yourself believe about life and about yourself. They are often illustrations of what you yourself think of those people, because the universe is designed to give you what you believe. If you believe it and your subconscious is asking for it, then you get it. That tells you the importance of making sure your beliefs align with your highest good. When you are in the position of being misattributed, misunderstood, displaced, marginalized, and underestimated, you have so much power at your disposal. Nobody is opposing you because they don't see you as important enough to oppose. No one sees you as a threat because you're not threatening in your position as the underdog. You have no one to answer to. And because they've underestimated you, all you have to do is outperform their very limited expectations of you, and you've proven yourself to be stronger than their opinions of you. This is an exercise in self-actualization. Don't worry about those times in your life when nobody appreciates you. Focus on aligning your inner and outer worlds to a single goal, which is, what would you like to see in your life review when you transition to the non-physical side of life? When you watch the movie of your life, what are you going to be proud to look back and see that you did? That should be your focus in life. What other people think of you becomes less and less important to you when you realize the true importance of being aligned to yourself and answerable to yourself. When you are accountable to yourself, you become accountable to others. You become more dependable. It's not selfish. This kind of accountability is maturity. It's emotional intelligence. It's being able to stand behind your word with your deeds, to back up what you say with aligned action, to consciously respond to situations rather than unconsciously react from your shadow, from your unconscious, from your trauma. Being underestimated is not a true reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of other people's failure to perceive your worth. The failure is on them, if there is a failure at all, and we say that there is not. Other people are entitled to misinterpret and underestimate you or anyone else. They are free, just like you are, to go down any path they want to and create it to be heaven or hell or anything in between. Other people's assessment of you is only valuable to them, and to you only in the fact that you can learn to reject what you think their assessment is. It's also an exercise in learning whether or not you're correct in your assessment, because oftentimes your physical senses will deceive you. We misinterpret other people and their behaviors all the time. We tell ourselves these stories are the truth. Many of the things you are responding to in your daily life are based on lies you told yourself. You made up a story based on something that happened that you categorized as relating to something that happened in your past. You've linked these things together because, as a survival mechanism, you want to categorize events and people. You want to label so that you understand your environment. It's natural. You want to sort people into this kind and that kind. You want to sort situations. You want to sort feelings, behaviors, everything. And you want to label them and understand them. The problem is, what happens sometimes is that when we start to form our personality and our opinions about life, we are so young, we interpret certain events differently than they truly were, because we were simply not capable of interpreting them properly as a child. Sometimes before we are even verbal. The problem is, these ideas about reality are embedded early on, and they become entrenched. But this can always be changed with awareness. All it takes is awareness enough to step back and ask yourself if what you think is really true, and is it helpful? Maybe it's true and it helps you learn something about yourself. Maybe you have an epiphany, even if the thing you didn't want to happen happens. Maybe it leads you to a breakthrough that changes your life. When people underestimate you, they don't see you for who you are. They don't see your full potential. It's rare that people will see your full potential. We can't all perceive each other in our complete truths. But that's okay. You don't need people to tell you how great you are or how great you're going to be. You can do that for yourself, and that's where the information should come from in the first place. Looking to other people or modalities or spiritual tools outside yourself is not the place to put your focus. These things can be tools and permission slips to learn about yourself, absolutely. And they are. They are all valid tools. Any relationship with anyone is a valid tool to learn about yourself if you use that relationship as a training ground and a mirror for yourself. But in the end, awareness that this reality is largely a performance, an interactive art piece in which circumstances and all the moving, complicated parts are presented to you, and then you have full range to make anything out of it that you wish. You can turn it into a lesson that helps you live a better life. You can turn it into a tragic story that makes you feel like a victim. You can do anything with any circumstance or piece of information that comes your way. And if you are doing high-level light work and feeling disconnected from the very people and society that you came here to do the work for, it's okay. Being a pure source of light in a world that is full of toxicity and lower vibrations coming from all sides, it's a difficult path and a high calling. It is normal to feel different because you are. You have a different job. It's no different than having a different job of any kind. We didn't all come here with the same job. We don't all have the same mission. Light workers, it's okay to be alone. Because you know you are never truly alone as you are connected to higher consciousness and your loved ones and guides in the non-physical. You know that's real. People who aren't aware that that is real and are not connected to it are the ones who are truly afraid to be physically separate from others in this life. Light workers, visionaries, trailblazers, and consciousness breakers. This is brave work. People just won't understand this level of commitment to a high-level calling. They don't have to understand it. You do. It's your calling. Don't worry so much about what other people can and can't understand. It's not about that. We aren't responsible for the time frame of when or if someone ever receives our gifts. It's really not part of the equation for us. A light worker's job is simply to bring the light through themselves, embodying the highest vibration possible of higher consciousness, so that we can up-level our understanding of who we are and why we're here. And then we can live a life more in alignment, in accordance to what we came here to do. A much more meaningful life.